Hey everyone, are you ready to make an offer on your dream home but feeling overwhelmed about the process? Don't worry, I'm here to break down all the elements of an offer so you can feel confident and prepared. First and foremost, let's talk about the offering price. This is the amount of money you are willing to pay for the property. Keep in mind that this is not just about the number, but also about how competitive your offer is compared to other offers. Next, we have earnest money. This is a deposit made to the seller to show commitment to purchasing the home. It is usually a percentage of the offering price and is held in escrow until closing. Now let's talk about financing. This is how you plan to pay for your home. Whether it's through a mortgage or other means, it's important to have proof of funds to show the seller that you are capable of following through with the purchase of the home. Contingency sale is another important element to consider, especially if you need to sell a home first in order to buy. It's important to have this contingency in place in case your current home doesn't sell before the closing date. Closing costs are fees associated with the closing process and can include things like appraisal fees, title insurance, property taxes, lender fees. So it's important to factor in these costs into your offer or know that you're going to bring cash to the closing table so there's no surprises down the road. The appraisal is a really important piece of the process. This is when a professional evaluates the property to show that the price that you're offering aligns with the current market value. Inclusions and exclusions are important as well to consider. Inclusions are generally items like your appliances, your washer, your dryer. Exclusions could be things like the old refrigerator that doesn't work in the basement and you want them to make sure that they remove that. When buying a home, a property survey may be necessary to determine boundaries and any potential issues with neighboring properties. Also, property insurance is a required element by most lenders and is an important element to consider as it protects your investment and any damages. If the home has a homeowners association, it's important to review their rules and regulations to assure you that you align with that lifestyle that you're moving into. And additionally, a seller's disclosure will be provided for any known defects or issues with the property. These can be things such as a previous fire with the house or if the basement leaks. The inspection by a licensed home inspector is a critical part to identify any potential hidden issues with the property. These can be things such as structural problems, mold, or windows that might be leaking that didn't know about. Understanding how tax prorations are adjusted and made for property taxes between the buyer and seller is critical for this piece of the negotiation. This ensures that taxes are fairly divided between the buyer and the seller. Lastly, we have a closing and a possession date. The closing date is when all the necessary paperwork is finalized and the ownership is officially transferred. The possession date is when you can move into the home. Wow, that was a lot of information, but don't worry. If you need a reference guide for all these elements, simply click offer in the chat and download my Elements of an Offer guide. Also, when we meet to go over what your dream home is and what you're looking for, we're going to review each of these elements in the offer and to determine what does this financial situation look like for you? What are your specific buyer needs? And so that way we are fully prepared to compete in this competitive house hunting market.